We're gonna change the days we put videos out. I don't know why. I'm just experimenting with which videos seem to get better traction on which days. So we're gonna do Squatch Saturdays, Tech Tuesdays, and then Free for All Fridays. I guess that's where we'll get our bushwalking and our exploration. Well, who knows what you'll get with me. I change it up all the time, but that's kind of where I'm going right now. Tech Tuesdays, Squatch Saturdays, Free for All Fridays. Hey guys, it is Tuesday, so we're going to stick with our theme, Tech Tuesday. We're going to talk a little bit about the AX700 again. And this episode, I want to show you guys the second in our series of lenses. So this is the macro lens made by Olympus. I talked to you guys about owning the whole series here. So it's the Mcon-35. And that's Comedia macro extender, okay? So I'm going to show you guys some footage from this. It basically makes everything 10 times bigger when you put this lens on the AX700. Now you can close focus right up to the lens. You can actually touch the lens with this on. So that's not great for bugs and things. You don't want to be that close, but you do have that option. The better option is to zoom the camcorder all the way out 18 times, 12 optical, 6 what do they call it? Clear zoom is what Sony, clear image zoom, I think is what Sony calls it. 18 times. So you zoom the camcorder out 18 times and the focus point will be about a foot in front of the camcorder. And I'll show you guys, I'll just take a ballpoint pen and I'll show you guys both of those scenarios and you can see which one is which. I'll also show you guys some footage. I was playing with bees out in the yard yesterday, dandelions, bugs, things like that. I'll show you guys a couple clips like that. Then the last thing I want to talk about in this episode is the focus ability of this AX700. I'm just going to do a little quick test for you guys on focus tracking and face detection, okay? Now this camcorder, you'll hear me say, I made that clip the other day, you'll hear me say that I never owned a camcorder with that good of tracking and capabilities, which is true. What I'm talking about when I say that is phase detection autofocus. This is the only Sony camcorder that offers that. The AX53, which we use, has contrast detect autofocus, okay? So it detects light and darks, and difference is in exposure, and that's how it focuses. However, when we're walking down a dark trail, which we use these all the time, and I'm in the bush, the AX53, even though it's tracking my face, it will lose that box, and it'll pulse in and out a few times till it captures it again. This camcorder, it doesn't do that. It stays locked on your face. And I'll show you guys a little test I do with tracking an item as well as tracking my face at the same time and how we can kind of mess that system up, okay? So that's today's tech video, guys, the AX700 and the Mcon-35. So with the macro lens on there, we can actually touch the lens and it will still focus on an item. That's how close it will focus. And if we zoom the camcorder in 18 times, there is what a ballpoint pen looks like in the frame. Alright guys, Gary here with the new AX700 camcorder. I want to show you the tracking on the new camera, the autofocus. So it's set to track people automatically. I have it turned on for face detection. Right now it's tracking my whole body. If I move a little closer, there it goes. Now it's just on my face. As soon as I back up too much, it goes even wider to my whole body. But it knows where I am. Point being, I can touch an object or an item on the screen. It could be a bird in a tree, it can be a book in your hand, it could be a kid out in the soccer field. If we just touch the screen, the autofocus box jumps from me to the item you touch. Now it is still tracking my face. There's a gray box. So if I move my face, that box is still tracking. However, it's also tracking and focusing. The green box around this book means this is where it's focusing. And it is fantastic. It will not lose focus on this unless I do one specific thing, which I'm going to show you guys in a second here. But you can pull away from and you can go towards and it will still focus. Okay, a massive improvement. No other camcorder I've ever owned has touch tracking or just the autofocus phase detection points that this thing does. I mean, it covers probably 85% of the viewing window. It goes right to the edge of the window right here on both sides, right to there and right to there. And then the bottom, right to there and right to there on the top. So, I don't know, something like 85–90% of the screen is covered. Now, the only flaw that I've been able to find with this, I mean, it tracks beautifully, and you can set the speed, the autofocus speed. Right now I have it on normal. So as this is moving closer and further away, it's going to have to adjust focus in or out, whereas if I just move it left or right, it doesn't have to. I have it set on normal, which is number 5. You can go up to 7, which is very fast, so if you have kids running on a soccer field, playing sports, whatever, and it can also go down to 1, I guess, and that's if you want to do a pull focus, you know, between a foreground and a background subject, and you want the camera to do it very smooth. So you have full control of that with this camcorder. Now the only thing I've noticed, we can screw this up. If we take this green box that is tracking right here, the book, and it touches the gray box of my face, because I have face detection set to on, watch what happens. Unfortunately, that's going to mess up the system. If we put the box over here, it then jumps to me and it loses the book. And now it sticks on me. So that's the only way I've been able to find that we can screw it up. But it just a quick touch back on the screen and we're back locked on the book. Watch what happens if we move the book out of frame. The book drops out of frame and the autofocus jumps back up to the face. Okay, the secondary box that it was tracking. If I bring the book back, the autofocus jumps back over to the book. So pretty amazing stuff. I am impressed with this AX700.